DownHome Up Close is brought to you by
Waxahachie ISD is a growing school district that embraces innovative curriculum and teaching methods while still honoring our traditions of excellence. Our academic programs and exceptional teachers and staff allow every student to excel on every campus, every day. Waxahachie ISD's fine arts, athletic, career and technical education, and other extracurricular programs are respected throughout the state for their long histories of success. We are proud to be a vital part of the city of Waxahachie as we work hard each day to educate the next generation of our city's leaders. We are Hatchie Forever. Roll Tide.
The Texas Theater is one of the most recognizable buildings here in historic downtown Waxahachie. It was built in 1895 and has seen a number of pretty famous visitors. Some of them weren't famous when they came, but they went on to lead amazing careers. The Texas Theater has changed hands a number of times over the years, and at times has sat vacant. Here in downtown, it's a jewel that unfortunately at times just didn't see much life. Well, Jon and Alyssa Garrett, local business owners, have purchased the Texas Theater and promised not only to reopen its doors, but to give it new life with a downtown flair that I think Waxahachie can't wait to see.
Hey, I'm Jon Garrett.
I'm Alyssa Garrett.
And we recently purchased Texas Theater, Waxahachie, built in 1895. Lots of history here in the theater. It's been a lot of different things as we've discovered when we started renovating, ripping out the carpet. There were actually 4 different colors of carpet in here. So lots of history, lots of memories in this building. A lot of folks have come up to us and said, hey, we had our first date in here. Our first job was in the ticket booth. And I think for a long time the theater's been pretty special to our community. And with all the growth, and if you look out across downtown, all the people that are here now, it's a good time to bring it back to life. So we're pretty excited about that.
We are, yep. Our family lives here. Our kids go to Waxahachie ISD. We just love historic buildings. We live in a historic home. We're just really passionate about it, and we're excited to bring it back.
So as you know, right before we purchased it, the front awning had a fire. And they pulled out the siding and kind of found some wires that were a little bit scary, not quite up to code. So that kind of launched us as our first order of business to do an electrical investigation. We had a few different companies come out here and look, and they all came back with the same verdict that we basically need to redo the entire place, all new electrical, and with that, all new sound, all new lighting. And then we started looking at the project as a whole and said, well, if we're getting this deep into it, let's go ahead and go all the way. So we're starting kind of with the basics to redo electrical, redo lighting, redo sound, and then we're going to do the aesthetics. We're working with Living Right Designs in town that'll make some 3D renderings. We're going to try to make it back to that classic look, that grand, that cosmopolitan that you see in old classic theaters, and do it upright all the way.
The vision is, since we do own KBC here in town, the two can work together. And so hopefully one day we can host live events here at the theater in conjunction with KBC.
Yeah, and also multi-purpose. We've met with Andy Reynolds at the high school. I know the Children's Theater. There's various entities in town that I think would benefit from having an entertainment venue. We got a big stage. We're going to try to get the seating up to around 300. So it's going to be a pretty nice sized venue for events like that. And then also we've been talking about showing some classic movies, doing popcorn, things like that that are kind of fun, that keep the theater open. We don't want to see it sit here, 6 days out of the week vacant and we only have one event a night. We want it to be something for the community that serves, various purposes for people. The timeline's a little bit tricky. We're shooting for the end of the year. That's a best case scenario. Of course, we have a lot of contractors working on this job. And when you start with something like an electrical fire that leads to a lot of electrical issues up above, places we can't see, that usually means that walls have to come out and things start getting a little bit tricky from there. So best case scenario, end of the year. Worst case, I would say the end of first quarter next year. But that all has to do with the supply chain and contractors and labor and that sort of thing. But what I can say is that we're pushing as hard as we can. Like I said, the first day we got the keys, we were in here clearing it out. So we look forward to moving as fast as we can. I know the people are excited, and we're excited too. So there's been obviously a lot of history here. Shannon at the museum has been a lot of help. He's provided a lot of pictures, and it's really neat. I mean, you can see people coming up on horses back in the day to see shows, going back that far. But if you look back at those early pictures of downtown Waxahachie, you can see like there's a ton of people down here. Nowadays, you can't find parking, but it looked like you really can't find parking back then. So it's exciting to kind of bring that back, that excitement to our downtown that it once was. And then also, we've got our own memories here.
We
This
do.
place.
Yeah, we had friends that got married here, so we got to attend their wedding. We went to a concert here. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yep.
we did. She doesn't
We did.
remember, but we did. Yeah.
It's very early on when we were dating. We had a date here. So yeah, we do have memories here, and it's a very, very special building. So we're excited.
Everyone who's been in Waxahachie for any length of time has a memory here. And anyone who's moved here has walked by this theater and kind of wondered, like, hey, why is everything downtown open and this cool theater is just sitting here? So that played a big part in us getting it and not hesitating when the opportunity came up.
So we even had people sending us stories of their own personal memories online from their childhood when they attended events here at the theater. We had some that actually in other towns, local towns, their parents had ran a theater, and so that person had advice for us, which was very helpful. It's just really exciting. So many people have ties to old-timey local community theaters, and I think Waxahachie deserves one as well.
Yeah, and we're also working with a consultant, a theater consultant, Tracy Jordan, who did the Dallas summer musicals and stuff like that. So in the next week or so, we're going to be touring some other theaters around the area, getting some inspiration, some ideas, and I think you can learn a lot from people who have been there before. So going to try to learn as much as we can and make the theater as useful as possible for the community.
That's right.
So we got a Facebook and Instagram, and we've been taking a lot of videos and pictures along. So look it up, Texas Theater Waxahachie on Facebook, Instagram. We put out stories regularly, progress updates, that sort of thing, and it's really neat to watch. It's cool to see all the history here, and there's a lot behind us, platforms up in the ceilings and lots of fun stuff with this building that we'll be showing off, and we're excited to show everybody. Okay, so when we took over, well, you can still see behind us, there's like 4 different paint colors back here and all types of crazy stuff going on. I think the countertops were blue. So we've ripped that out. What we're going to do is move this bar back a little bit, which will allow for more lobby space. Obviously, we're anticipating sometimes we might get a packed house and we don't want people to feel cramped. So move that back. We're working on a beer and wine license so we can serve drinks during the shows. And then, of course, we'll have your regular sodas, water, popcorn, stuff like that you would get at a theater. But wanted to make it where everybody has a selection, everybody has plenty of space, doesn't feel like we're stepping on each other. And then, of course, this whole area will transform. We'll hang a chandelier from the top and redo the countertops and keep going with that grand look. Like I said, we ripped out all the carpet. Watch your step here. All the old seats we've taken out. We've donated them to local theaters and folks that want to come get them and whatnot. But here it is in all its glory. So we've got obviously a stationary movie screen up here. All the old lighting, old halogen lighting is going to come out, these racks. Been a lot of developments in theaters over the years that kind of allow for LEDs and a more compact setup. So we're going to make a recessed movie screen up here. Get rid of the stationary one. Nice big red drape across the stage. We'll redo the stage, fix it up, get the carpet off here. Full new sound system. And then the seats are going to come all the way up to the front. And we're also trying to source removable seats so that if somebody wanted to have an event or a party or something like that, we can clear out this area and you can bring in some tables or make a more intimate experience. Also, this production booth here is taking up a lot of seating space, so we're going to knock it out and we'll move it all the way up to the 3rd floor, and that allows for more seating down here as well. Another exciting thing that we're working on is expanding this mezzanine, and we'll kind of make it into a booth so it comes out like you would see in a classic theater. Allows for like a little VIP space or a more intimate experience if you wanted to see the show from up there. We'll go up there in a minute. It's a really neat view from up top.
We are on the second floor. This is the mezzanine. It looks out over the stage.
Pretty bare right now. We pulled out all the old chairs, so once again, we're going to be doing some updating, adding a little bit extra security, some fresh boards under here, some LED lights so people can see where they're walking. Stuff like that to modernize the theater, but personally this is my favorite seat in the house. It's a very classic look that you have towards the stage, kind of looking down. It's not something you get in a regular movie theater, it's something you would get in an old classic place like this. As you can see over here, the original spotlight. It's kind of cool to imagine old shows where there was a guy standing there and shining the spot down on the talent. But once again, it's hard to believe, you know, this stage here, a lot of history. Maren Morris, Miranda Lambert, Merle Haggard, people like that played on this stage once upon a time. So I can imagine it was a packed house and a lot of memories between these walls. So really excited to be a part of that.
Yeah, and the vision is going to be very classic, very elegant, very Gatsby-like. It's going to be really beautiful in here. So what you see right now is bare bones. So we're really excited what it's going to be turned into.